guys? I have a couple of things I want to talk about. I didn't get to it when it first came out because I've been busy with school, specifically grad school, not just school. Grad school and work, and I went to Overkill last night, so I got this t-shirt. So awesome. That was up in DC, so that took most of the day. So I didn't have time to talk about all the important things that the Washington Post has been publishing the last couple of days, but I kept newspapers because this stuff was just so damn good. Like my previous videos on Washington Post, they post the most ridiculous things. My brother just texted me, my ears are still ringing from Overkill. Get out of here. Okay, so we have a lot to go through in a short amount of time, so hopefully I won't drone on too much, but we are going to start with back on Tuesday, March 7th. So, a whole 2 days ago. I want to talk about this because this stupid feminist is the one that's credited with making the word mansplain, which I think I just briefly mentioned before, so I haven't really given a subject. I hate that word because basically feminists use it to invalidate any point that any man has when they can't think of a way to refute it, because or you're just mansplaining. You're just a man complaining with something totally irrelevant, and we're just going to dismiss all your arguments just with one word, mansplain. They love this word. They would call my videos mansplaining because I complain about things. So Rebecca Solnit is sometimes thanked and sometimes blamed for the word mansplain. In a 2008 essay, Men Explain Things to Me. Blah, blah, blah. I'll leave the link in the description as always so you can read the whole article, but there's no point in going through every single tiny little sentence. I just want to get to the points I disagree with because, oh my god, this shit they post. These people have no connection with reality whatsoever. They believe in a totally different reality, and that's why when they say things, people like me, and I'm assuming people who watch my videos, some people at least, want to give them the benefit of the doubt, that's why their statements appear so ludicrous and batshit crazy, because they are basing on reality doesn't exist, and we look at reality how it actually is, and we're just like, what the fucking hell are you talking about? You know, okay, so... Okay, she goes on normal for a while talking about her book, you know, it's just this fairly normal thing. It's kind of feminist annoying, but not anything radical. And then she comes with, what we're seeing now isn't a dog whistle, it's a fire alarm. So yes, the new regime is attacking women's rights, and it's stocked with horrible, creepy misogynists, but I'm not convinced that they're winning in the long run. Tell me what the Trump administration is doing that is taking away women's rights. I keep on asking this. I did a whole video on this, on the Women's March. I'm just like begging these people, these women, what is Trump doing and taking your rights away? What rights do you not have that I have? I want to know. I'm trying to listen to you, trying to understand your argument, and you give me nothing. Absolutely nothing. They come up with stuff like the wage gap. Already been debunked dozens of times. Just Google it. The wage gap is a result, actually... Shoe on Ahead's little... I'll leave a link to that. I'll leave a link to Shoe on Ahead's little, under half a minute spiel where she just explains in a couple of seconds why the wage gap is just total fucking bullshit. But I'll just give my version of it. The wage gap is an earnings gap. It is a result of women's choices in the workplace and in their private life, and that results in them getting less money than men in certain jobs. And certain, same job titles. It's not because of sexism. It's not because of the patriarchy. It's because they do things like take off more time from work. They don't stay overtime. They don't do the extra effort to get promotions as fast, etc., etc. Hashtag not all women do this. This is why there's plenty of women in CEOs and top executives. My bosses for the last freaking 7 years have been women. Totally fine with that. Actually, I prefer women bosses. They're cooler. My favorite boss was a woman, so, I mean, I don't have a problem with women being in positions of power, So, they come up with this wage gap, and it's just like, no, that is the result of your decisions. It's not because of patriarchy, it's not because of sexism, it's not because some guy above you is keeping you down. No, it's because of your own decisions. Not every single woman. I'm talking about some of the stats. Like, on a whole, women earn blah, blah, less than a man in this job. So, no, the wage gap doesn't exist. No, that's not a right even if it did exist, that's not a right that the Trump administration has been taking away from you, because the Obama administration, the Obama White House, have been proven to pay men more than women for the same job. You calling Obama sexist? Where are all these women? Where are all these fucking women calling Obama a sexist? Because he did the exact same thing you're complaining about with the wage gap. His White House paid female staffers less for the same job. But it wasn't because it's sexist. It's because of women's choices in the workplace and in their personal life that affected this. The hypocrisy. They don't care about the actual issue. They don't care that it's their fault. They just want more money for less work. They want companies to overcompensate for women to doing the same job so they do it even out. They don't want to do more work. No, 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 no. They just want a handout. That's not a right. This isn't specifically, it's not a right that the Trump administration is taking away. Why do you make me defend Trump? I hate Trump. Half my videos are bashing the right, and half my videos are bashing the left. I hate Trump. I bash him all the time. But that just because I hate him doesn't mean that I will lie about him and just make up shit and think, say, he's the enemy, I can do whatever I want to him. I can lie about him, I can twist things in order to go against him because he is the next Hitler. No, it's not justified. He is right on some things, he is wrong on some things. And on this thing, he didn't do this. They act like Trump suddenly came to the White House and suddenly the wage gap suddenly started. You know, Obama didn't do it at all because he wasn't sexist. You don't hear all these feminists, this, whatever, what's her face? Fucking make me look at the front page. Rebecca Solnit, you don't hear her calling Obama a sexist, but Trump knows he's a fucking sexist. They got like this problem just fucking existed, and goddamn. Side note, I'm drinking Liberty Merlot, which is my new favorite because you can get the big bottle of it. You can get it at Food Line for like $7. I mean, that is just a fucking steal. And it tastes pretty good. Not as good as red wine, but it's still pretty good. And it's just as powerful as the strong red wine. So, I mean, for $7, how could you not beat that? It gets smooth, it's good, it's dark. $7 for the whole big bottle. So then she goes on. The longest essay in the book is about being silenced. Why? Silence is a form of repression. The word you coined, mansplaining, is used to silence men all the time, to invalidate their arguments, to shut down whatever they're saying, whenever they criticize something. You're mansplaining. You're just a privileged white male complaining about something when you shouldn't. You can just shut up and let us talk, because we know what's going on. You're privileged. You don't know what you're talking about. You have white privilege. It clouds your judgment. You don't see reality, so just shut the fuck up. The irony is she's complaining about silence as a form of repression when she coined a term that is used by feminists to silence men. But she doesn't give a shit. She's a feminist. Again, feminists only hone in on women's issues and act like men are just this privileged top of the pyramid who enjoy all these rights and have no troubles whatsoever and just live a life of luxury because they oppress everyone else. And it's just like, you know, I would gladly switch places with all of these rich, uppity, snotty feminists that constantly talk down to me about how they're oppressed and I'm not. You know, it's just like, I've said this bit before. Look at your bank statement. Look at your car. Look at your health insurance. Look at my lack of health insurance. Look at your paid vacations. Look at your flexible hours where I have neither. If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's just like, how the fuck are you oppressed when you beat me in every single fucking category? You can take vacations. You have health insurance. You can travel more. You can buy more stuff. The cops discriminate against you less, men versus women. I mean, just bam, 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 all these things. I'm just like, where's the fucking oppression? I would gladly switch places with you so I could fucking take a vacation, a paid vacation. Never had a paid vacation in my life. I would love a paid vacation. I would love flexible hours where I can come in for half a day, you know, just because I feel like it. These women have no sense of reality. They don't know what true oppression is like. They don't know, again, this is another sound bit I do, they don't know what it's like to struggle to put gas in the car to get to work, or struggle to put food on the table to feed yourself. No, their form of oppression is, oh, that man, he said something. It's a microaggression, and therefore he's oppressing me. Therefore, I live in patriarchy. Therefore, I mean, it's just just getting more insane by the sentence. You know, it's just like they have no fucking idea. Their form of oppression is someone getting their order wrong at Starbucks. I mean, they have no fucking idea. Okay, so that's all I have to say about Rebecca Solnit. Dumb bitch. Fucking annoying living shit out of people. We move on from March 7th to March 9th to the big revelation of the day. Massive scale CIA's digital efforts revealed. WikiLeaks documents also highlight the agent's vulnerabilities. So basically, in a nutshell, WikiLeaks did something good. Once again, it exposed how big the CIA program in spying on Americans. Like, we already knew the CIA spied on Americans. We already know the NSA did this. They continue to do this. Even when Edward Snowden exposed them, Obama was president, they keep on doing it. Like, we already know this. But this expanded how much they hack. So not only do they hack our emails, our phone calls, our text messages, they also hack our cars. So they can listen in the conversations we have. If you have one of those smart cars that has basically a whole computer in the car, which I don't have, fuck that, I want regular cars. If you have one of those, the CIA has the capability to hack in there and change anything they want. Anything you can change on the dashboard, on the computer screen, on the car, they can change too. They can listen down your conversations. They could suddenly steer to the right and then make you crash. I mean, it's just... We knew they could hack stuff. We knew they can go that far. We knew they could hack laptop webcams to spy on people. We didn't know they could hack TVs. At least I didn't know. I can consider myself pretty informed on the issue, so I already knew they were able to hack computers, but now they're able to hack into TVs that connect to the internet. So they can spy you through that too. I mean, so I'm sitting here thinking, you know, in North Korea, every single house has a camera that's hooked up to a government agency where they monitor the family 24/7, looking for signs of revolt or just speaking out against anything the North Korean government does. You know, in 1984, it was the same thing. They had drones of government workers just listening in on people's conversations, just looking for the tiniest bit of dissent so people can jump them and then erase their name and no one knows. No, that guy didn't exist. You know, it's like, I'm not saying that's what's happening right now, but that's eerily close to having a camera in every single house, because now they can hack internet, TVs connected to the internet. Now they can hack cars. I mean, that's way too close, 1984 North Korea, for my liking. I know it's not the same, because I know the CIA does not have a government worker listening to all these people 24/7. But the fact they have the capability to do that what annoys the living hell out of me. I hate the government. I hate intrusions of the government into my personal life. Get the fuck out of my house. I can do whatever the fuck I want in my own house as long as I'm not breaking the law. You know, so WikiLeaks is actually doing the jobs that the newspaper and the mainstream media is supposed to do. The mainstream media acts like they're defending the population against the overbearing fascist Trump government, when actually they've been the mouthpiece for big government for fucking decades. And it's WikiLeaks and Anonymous who are actually doing the jobs that the mainstream media is supposed to do. You know, back in the 1920s, you hear about yellow journalism, how these journalists were going undercover and exposing the crimes that are happening in factories and the poor sanitation in meat factories, for example, whatever. You hear about that. Newspapers don't do that anymore. They just parrot stupid narratives that are based on false realities. They don't go after the government. The mainstream media, the Washington Post loved Obama. They sucked his fucking dick. They just took every single thing that he did and spun it so it was positive. They loved him. He could do no wrong. They just constantly praised him as the best fucking person ever existed. You know, it's like, that's not what the fucking newspaper is supposed to be. Newspapers are looking for the truth. Just WikiLeaks takes these documents that they have and just publishes them, and that's it. Actually, I can leave a link to their website. They just post the documents, no editorials, no commentaries, no articles, no layout. They just post it. And you can think about what they reveal for yourself. They spin nothing. They put their opinion on nothing. They're not saying something, whether it's something good or bad. They just post it. They just post information that we would never know without their work. Which is why I think we should pardon Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. They have done a service to millions of Americans. And Edward Snowden gave up his girlfriend and his luxury job in Hawaii for this. He gave all that up to benefit us. It's like, yes, this is what should be happening. The government should have no secrets except, you know, tactical information, you know, so their soldiers and operatives don't die. I'm not saying they should expose that. But when exposing spying on Americans, which violates the Fourth Amendment, fuck yeah, you should be fucking exposing that shit. I'm sick and tired of the government intruding on my life. Every single tiny little thing. Phone hacked, email hacked, text hacked, TV hacked, laptop hacked. Just every single thing you could possibly think of, they are just watching. Man, we're like 16 minutes into this or something, you know, and it's we're still on March 9th. Staff shortages force schools to close. Teachers take day off to join protests. This is the protest, the women's protest that was on March 8th, where many women took off work to protest undescribed oppression Excuse me. I already did a video on this before. They can't name the rights. They think they're oppressed. And they're so galvanized by Trump's existence in the White House that they feel so fucking oppressed. They have the privilege to take off work and not get fired because of it and still get paid to protest their oppression. You know, I would love to be able to go to my boss and say, hey, I'm going to take off tomorrow even though you need me, and I'm going to protest because the government's oppressing me in some way I can't explain because every excuse I give is fucking bullshit. Oh, and you still need to pay me too. I would love to be able to do that. That's privilege right there. And these women don't realize that, and by doing this, they're showing their privilege. And me, slaving away at an hourly job that pays jack shit with no health insurance, you know, I don't have that privilege to take off work and go downtown and complain about something. You know, so this pyramid, they think that exists, where men on top and women on the bottom. It's not that simple. There are men at the bottom, the men at the top, the women at the bottom, women in the middle, women in the top. There's men at the top. It's like the oppression they constantly complain about doesn't fucking exist. Or if it does, it is very ineffective because they have people of both genders all over the place. So now we arrived at the present. We finally went over the bullshit that happened the last 3 days. Now we're on Thursday, March 9th. With, oh, this person. Oh my god, this person. Why do feminists have the most hardest names to pronounce? I mean, my last name is hard to pronounce, so I understand. But this name, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, like, wow, dude. This is the person they're talking about. And the article is 15 Steps Toward Gender Equality. Well, we already have that, except for affirmative action, equal opportunity employment. It was basically discriminating against white males. So if we get rid of that, we have gender equality. But the gender inequality you think exists doesn't fucking exist. So she goes on, blah, 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 blah. Women, she chides, we cannot be in this just a little. Being a feminist is like being pregnant. You either are or you're not. Enough with this idea, which she calls feminist light, that men are naturally superior, but it should expect it to treat women... Changes sentence. Treats women well. Who the fucking hell says that men are superior, but should just treat women well and that's fine? Who the fucking hell says that? Some guy like the 1930s would say that. But this is the present day. It's 2017. Who the fucking hell says that? What guy thinks that men are superior? I'm sure there's some. It's not every single man, you know, is hip to the new lingo 2017. I'm sure there's some men scattered across the world, concentrated in a lot of other countries that aren't the U.S., that think that men are superior. And guess what? They are actual misogynists. I'm not saying misogynists don't exist. I don't exist. That patriarchy doesn't exist. I'm just saying it doesn't exist in the U.S. Any man that publicly says that in the U.S. is absolutely condemned by both men and women. I would condemn him. What the fuck you think men are superior for? No, we're equal. For every dumb man you can find, I can find a dumb female. For every incredibly smart man you can find, I can find an incredibly smart female. And once we get tallied up into thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions, it just, what does it matter? That's equality. What overall it balances out, you know? So she thinks that this idea that men are superior and just treat women well, that's the mainstream culture, the patriarchy she talks about. It's like, no, it's not. That type of thought is condemned by almost all men across the political spectrum. What are you talking about? She goes on, stop assuming women are by default the primary caregivers. A father should do everything that biology allows. In other words, everything but breastfeeding. Again, who the fuck thinks that women are primarily the caregivers by their genitalia? Who thinks that? Again, some backwards, stupid fucking person stuck in the 19th century way of thinking. You know, it's just like, if the man works full-time, 40 hours a week, let's say, and the woman stays at home and does the chores of the house. So let's say it's a full-time job. As feminists also say, taking care of the house and the kids is full-time. So they both work 40 hours. It's not fair for the women to do only half the chores And so therefore they don't do 40 hours, they do 20 hours. And then the man has to do his 40-hour job plus the 20 hours of chores and upkeep of the house. So he's doing 60 and she's doing 20. So no, if the man works full time and the woman doesn't know, the woman should do 100% of the chores. That is equal, 40 hours, 40 hours. Now, if both of them work, which a lot of couples do nowadays because the economy is so shit, they both work 40-hour full-time jobs, then yes, they should split the housework 50-50. So they are both doing 60 hours worth of work, 40 for their job and 20 for the house. But if it's, again, the man working 40 hours, the woman should take care of all the household and all the chores and all the kids to equal a full-time job, 40 hours. 40-40, it's equal. So these people are so backwards. No, their equality is the man doing half the housework in just a full-time job and the woman only doing half the housework. So 60 hours versus 20. In their fucked up minds, that's equal. And likewise, if it was backwards, I'm totally open to the idea of a woman working full-time and a man taking care of the house and the kids 40 hours a week. That is, I don't care about gender. You know, I don't care who is the stay-at-home parent and who's a working parent. I don't care. Whoever can make the most money should work, and then the other person should take care of the kids in the house. I mean, that is being gender neutral. But these people, they don't want it that way. Clothing, too, sends a message. Why dress boys in blue and girls in pink? Because the vast majority of boys like blue and the vast majorities of girls like pink. There's only a small minority of them that are opposite. So naturally, that's what companies cater to because that makes them the most profit. Now, it's okay for a girl to wear blue. If she wants the guy toys and wants to wear blue, that's perfectly fine. But a company is not going to base its products on the small minority of them that are different than the norm. The norm is boys like blue and they like boy toys and girls like pink and they like girl toys. There's nothing wrong with it. The vast majority of them like that. It's also fine for them to be opposite, but don't expect companies to cater to your every single tiny little need when you're in the minority. That's not profitable for them. Why would they do something that makes them lose money? Again, this article ends with, like, they want to champion girls' schooling and women in the workforce, and they act like, again, by only talking about one part of the argument, that men have it easy across the world, across the spectrum, just everything. We have education, we have wealth, just all these things. There's no men in Africa, for example, that need schooling. No, only girls in Africa need extra funding for schooling. You know, they act like the boys automatically get the education like jack shit. You know, and the women know they're oppressed. They don't get as much education. Yes, you can look at a certain country and say, yes, overall, men get more education than the women, but the fact that there are many men who don't get any education at all, again, doesn't add up to your fucking pyramid of men at the top and women at the bottom. It just fucking doesn't. Their arguments have no basis for reality. That's why I'm going to end this fucking long-ass rant. This is a long one because I had to go through so many articles in just a short amount of time with fucking bullshit that's spewed on the mainstream media. I'm so fucking goddamn sick of it. These people base their arguments on reality that doesn't exist. And that's why their arguments to us seem batshit crazy. And they're everywhere, on the right and the left. They're in positions of power. They control the mainstream media. They control the narratives that are pushed in the mainstream media. They dictate the culture, the norms, and it's just like they are all fucking wrong.